Hi, everybody. It's Quarter Deck Arcade here. It's a Thursday afternoon here, and I thought I'd put together a video last night on the um, Arcades Anonymous stream. They had a fun little thing going where each one of them provided a list of the 20 arcades that you would put in a arcade, your own arcade that you're starting up. So what I decided to do was sit down and put together my own list. The one I closely identified with from last night was Stock Jock. So shout out to you, Stock Jock. Great list. I'm right there with you on most of your choices. But I sat down today and I started. I created a spreadsheet and I started going through and checking out all of the arcades that I could remember. I listed them all. And then I started culling lists on the internet of games that I might have forgotten about that I really loved back in the day. And I added those to the list. And then I went through that spreadsheet and I kind of moved things up or down depending on their importance to me. So it is kind of it's not supposed to be a top 20 list um, in order of importance, but it kind of wound up that way, the way I put it together. So many games. I have 75 in my list. 20 will be via a slide deck, and then the rest of them will be displayed at the end. And I'll kind of touch on them as we go along. But let's get right to it. Um, I did not share that right away. I should have done it, but let's go ahead and share that window out. Let's get that slide deck going. Okay. So yes, I did use PowerPoint for this, and so it's kind of fancy, but kind of not because I'm probably the least creative person in YouTube on YouTube, so that's why you never see any thumbnails from me. But anyway, these are the top 20 titles I'd have in my arcade if I were to ever open one. So let's get started. Let's go to number 20, Tron. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I have a lot of memories playing this game. One of the big memories was when Tron first came out in the theater. Bally Midway had its own arcade right next to the theater, and in that arcade were rows upon rows of several Bally Midway titles. One of them being Tron, and I wish I would have taken pictures back in the day. Of course, back then it was all film cameras, but Tron. There was like 3 rows of Tron, all at least 5 or 6 Trons in a row, and I've never seen so many in of one arcade, uh, in an arcade, and so that was kind of an amazing memory to me. I still remember that place. I wish there was pictures out there. Maybe I could find some on the internet at some other time. So that's number 20. Number 19, Ms. Pac-Man. I love this game. I really do. Um, and I would definitely have it in an arcade if I were to ever open one. I love the artwork on it, and I'm I kind of got semi good at it back in the day, but I can't remember any of the patterns or any of the routes that I took back in the day. So today I kind of suck at it, but I would still this would be one of my marquee games. And if I only had room for 20 arcades, opening an arcade. So that's number 19. Number 18, Rally X. Or I would also throw into here New Rally X. So either one of those would work in this slot. I have a lot of love for this game. I play it a lot, uh, even to this day. So that would be one of the games that I would have in my arcade. Now there are a couple of different cabinet skins of this. The one I have a picture of. By the way, please apologize for the pictures. I mean, the picture quality. I know it's grainy. Um, I, I did this rather. I put together rather quickly and used the photos that I had. So there's another skin, a Midway skinned cabinet for Rally X that is a lot better looking, but I went with this picture. So yeah, Rally X would be at number 18. Number 17, Moon Patrol, one of my absolute favorite games of all time. I love this game. I'm pretty darn good at it even today. So I have it up and running here down in the Quarter Deck Arcade today, and plan to take in a couple of games after I put this video together. So number 17, Moon Patrol. Number 16, Galaxian. Boy, I have, you know, most of my love comes from the sounds that this game puts out. It just exudes early 80s arcade vibes. So when somebody's playing this game and you're hearing the sounds in the background, Galaxian gives me a lot of memories. And I also love playing this game. Most times now I play it with the fast fire enabled. And it's a much funner game when you play it with fast fire enabled. So Galaxian would be number 16. Number 15, Centipede. A lot of love for this game. My biggest memory of this game is in a local mom and pop store. And they had a couple of arcades in there, and Centipede was one of them. I used to go in there all the time and play Centipede. So not really good at it, but it would definitely be one of the marquee games in my 20-unit arcade. Number 14, Space Invaders. You're kind of getting a sense as we go through these titles in this list of the era that I grew up with. So I am kind of like Stock Jock. I'm a late 70s, early 80s arcade enthusiast, and Space Invaders tops that list. The memory I have from playing Space Invaders is this particular cabinet was in the General Cinema Eastgate location that I went and saw movies at all the time. And I'd take a bus out there to Eastgate Consumer Mall, and then I'd walk over to the theater, and then I'd buy a ticket to go see a movie. And while I'm waiting for the movie to start, I would pop quarters in the Space Invaders. And I absolutely love this game. You know, I love it because I reskinned my T2 into a Space Invaders. And even though it's not the right form factor, I still love it. But Space Invaders, special place in my heart. It would definitely go in my arcade. So that's number 14. Number 13, Spy Hunter. A lot of love for this game too. I'm not that good at it. I was semi good at it back in the day, but I don't remember being really good. I could get pretty far in it, and so I love the music. I love the sound. I love the play. I think Spy Hunter should be in everybody's arcade. We need the right controls for it, really, and we need a proper audio quality for it as well. But if I were to establish my own arcade that only had room for 20, Spy Hunter would be one of them. Number 12, Donkey Kong. Every arcade needs a Donkey Kong. I love this game, the artwork, the form factor. I never really got to an expert level in playing Donkey Kong. I could never challenge anybody, but I was okay. I got a lot of mileage out of my quarter when I played this game back in the day. Today, not so much, not so good, but I'm working on it. So Donkey Kong would be number 12. Number 11, Bubbles. Bubbles is one of those games that I just have a lot of fun playing. And I'm sure you agree with me. Bubbles is a really, really neat game, and kind of frustrating at times as the game progresses levels. And but I love the artwork on this cabinet, and I love the actual game. Williams, I have a lot of favorite Williams games, but yeah, this would be number 11. Now we're into the 10. Number 10, Karate Champ. Absolutely love this game. This would definitely be in my 20-unit arcade. It's fun to play, a little bit challenging. The challenging levels are a little bit hard. I can't remember all the moves, which is why you don't see me playing a lot of fighter games, because there's a lot of moves involved with fighter games. My brain's not programmed that way. But Karate Champ was fun. Believe it or not, I'm actually better at Karate Champ now than I was back in the day, that I remember being back in the day. So number 10, Karate Champ. Number 9, Time Pilot. Another one of my favorites. So this would definitely be in my arcade. I absolutely just love this game. single joystick with a fire button. It's just fun. It's fun to play. And another one of those games where I'm actually better at it now than I was back then. So I'm kind of surprised by that. But so Time Pilot sits at number 9. Number 8, Donkey Kong Jr. Yes, I actually prefer Donkey Kong Jr. over Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jr. is really fun, and I actually got really good at this back in the day. Couldn't remember what my high score was, but I cleared some levels, man. I really did, and I love the color scheme and artwork on this. So it would definitely be in my arcade, both Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Number 7, Joust, another Williams game. Boy, I love this game. And I love the Arcade 1-Up unit that I bought back into my arcade. But if I were to open a real arcade with 20 units, this would be one of them, Joust. Sits at number 7. Number 6, Atari Star Wars. I think this is probably going to be on a lot of people's lists. I love this game. Was pretty good at it back in the day. I'm okay today. I'm definitely not as adept at it as I was back then, but it's still very fun, and it would definitely be. I feel like every arcade today should have an Atari Star Wars. So definitely going to be in mine. So that would be at number 6, Atari Star Wars. Number 5, Tempest. Beautiful cabinet, beautiful artwork, and a fun game to play. I have a blast every time I fire this game up. It's just so fun. So definitely be in my arcade at number 5. Number 4, Dig Dug. Yes, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I sunk so many quarters into this game. It was so fun. I knew a lot of patterns. I was able to score very high. And for 1 month back in, I don't remember what year it was, 83 or 84, maybe, I don't know. Way back then, for 1 month, I sat atop the Dig Dug high score list in Electronic Gaming Magazine. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of 850,000 points, but my stay on the list only lasted like 1 month because there's another guy out there that's a Dig Dug master, and he just started racking up millions of points. So I was happy for the 1 month that I sat in an Electronic Gaming Magazine for the high score on Dig Dug. And beautiful artwork, beautiful form factor, definitely in my arcade at number 4. Number 3, Robotron 2084. What can be said about this game that already hasn't been said? Twin sticks and just fun to play. I feel like I'm better now than I was back then, but a lot of quarters went into this game, so that would be number 3. Number 2, Galaga. Racked up a lot of points on this game. I knew the trick to get them to stop firing, so I played this game for hours on end on 1 quarter. But I've also popped in my share of regular game quarters over time, and so Galaga would be definitely number 2, and it would definitely be in my arcade. And number 1, Gorf. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm absolutely crazy about Gorf. And I would love to see this come out by either Media 1-Up or Arcade 1-Up. If I were to get another Tron Arcade 1-Up, I'd reskin it as Gorf and put a PCB in there or a Pi to play the actual Gorf game. And so, yeah, Gorf has got to be number 1. So, again, this list, a lot of it's just my own opinions. Everybody's got their own opinion. So, I have mine, and Gorf would be my number 1 game in my arcade. So let's look at the honorable mentions list. I'm not going to talk about each one of them. I'm just going to put it up here long enough that you all can pause the video and have a look at it. But so Sitting at 21, Lunar Lander. Love that game. 22, Star Trek. 23, Pac-Man. 24, Wizard of War. 25, Super Pac-Man. 26, Popeye. 27, Kick. Anybody remember that game? There's a story behind that game. It was supposed to be the sequel to Pac-Man, but it wound up being something else. They went in another direction and went with Miss Pac-Man, I believe. And Kick came out as kind of like its own standalone game, but it's still very fun to play. 28, Bagman. 29, Crazy Climber. 30, Gyrus. 31, Asteroids. 32, Frogger. Frogger, I might have moved up a little higher, but it's one of those games where I love it, but I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So, and I love it today, but it's not one of those games that I absolutely have to have in my arcade. 33, Berserk. 34, Track and Field. 35, Crystal Castles. 36, Pole Position. 37, Journey. Everybody remember the Journey video game? I played that a lot actually when it first came out. 38, I was a big Journey fan too, by the way. 38, Make Tracks. 39, Kicks. I'm kind of addicted to that game. Played it a lot. I've played more of it more recently than I did back then, but I'm kind of addicted to it. 40, Elevator Action. 41, Punch Out. 42, Arkanoid. 43, Burger Time. 44, Tapper. 45, Bank Panic. Anybody remember Bank Panic? It's a 3-button game, basically, where you're firing at 3 doors in front of you, either the left, the middle, or the right, and you got to make sure you shoot the bad guys and not the hostages, because if you shoot the hostages, you die. So 46, Timber. 47, Congo Bongo. 48, Kangaroo. 49, Outrun. 50, Satan's Hollow. 51, Sinistar. 52, Pac-Mania. 53, Jungle King. 54, Atari Football. Remember that game? You have to spin that trackball really hard to get the players to move. 55, Seawolf. 56, X-Men. 57, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 58, Daytona USA. 59, Fire Truck. Now that's a unique game. Anybody remember Fire Truck? That game was a 2-player game, and one person sat in the front and the other person steered the back, and you had to work cooperatively to get your truck through the course. And I love that game. Would love to replicate it in my home arcades somehow. I'm sure if I set up 2 steering wheels, I could probably hack something together, but that's a fun game. 60, Space Duel. 61, Battlezone. 62, Simpsons. 63, Major Havoc. 64, Xevious. 65, Black Widow. 66, Missile Command. 67, Rampage. 68, Vanguard. 69, Defender. 70, Qbert. Sorry, P-dubs. 71, Dragon's Lair. 72, T2. 73, Stargate. 74, Zaxxon. And 75, Paperboy. Now you guys see that I've got both Defender and Stargate pretty low on the list. I really wasn't that great, and I really didn't put a lot of quarters in either one of those games. I think I played Stargate more than I played Defender, but still beautiful cabs. And you know, but would I start my 20-unit arcade off with them? No. I might acquire them later if I suddenly knocked down a wall and had more room, but for this list's purposes, it would be just in that spot of the list. So that's my list. It was fun to put together. This by no means is a list where I'm rating games from 1 to 20. These are just the games that I feel like I would get first for a 20-unit arcade. So hope you had fun watching it as I had fun putting this list together. So that's it. That's my list. All you Arcades Anonymous guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list. And I think Stock Jock will appreciate my list a little bit. He might disagree with some of my choices, but this is what I'd go with if I were limited to 20 units. And that's it. So appreciate all you guys coming and watching this video. Well, see, this is the first time I've recorded a video through Restream as a video to upload to YouTube later. So I'm still learning. I'm generally a live streamer. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. And as always, remember that I've got next.